Hello, my name is Sophie. Before my life fell apart, it was good. It was just me and my dad, Robert. He was my best friend. He was a successful financial advisor, a man who knew how to make things grow. Our house was full of laughter and bad jokes. He taught me how to read a stock market ticker before I knew how to drive. He always told me, "Sophie, you are smart. You are strong. You will have a foundation. I will make sure of it." He was my hero. Before we move forward, show a little love. Please take a second to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment where in the world you're listening from. I love seeing how far my stories travel. When I was 16, he met Valerie. She was beautiful, all blonde hair and bright smiles. She was a tornado of charm. She adored my father. She told him he was a genius. She told me I was the daughter she always wanted. I did not like her. My dad, he was so happy. After my mom died, he had been alone for so long. So I stayed quiet. I pretended to like her too. For him, they got married. And for 2 years, our life was a performance. It was a play, and Valerie was the star. Then, my dad got sick. It was not a cold. It was not something simple. It was a fast, aggressive cancer that came out of nowhere. It was like a thief in the night. And as my dad got weaker, Valerie got stronger. She took over. She took total control. She handled all the finances. She handled all the hospital visits. She became the gatekeeper. When I tried to see him, she would meet me at the hospital room door. "He needs his rest, Sophie," she would say, her smile full of fake pity. "He is just so tired. Let him sleep." She isolated him. She pushed me out. I was not his daughter anymore. I was just a visitor. My dad died on a rainy Tuesday. I was not there. Valerie had sent me on a mercy errand to pick up a special kind of blanket he did not even need. When I got back, she was standing in the hospital lobby, her face a mask of grief. He was gone. I was devastated. I was an orphan. The will reading was a week later. It was not even a real reading. It was just me and Valerie in a lawyer's office I did not recognize. The lawyer looked sad. He said the will was very simple. My father left everything to his loving wife, Valerie, to manage in trust for me, his only daughter. I was 18. I was supposed to get everything. That is when Valerie's performance truly began. She took my hand. Her eyes were full of tears. "Sophie, honey," she said, "we need to talk. Your father, he was a brilliant man, but he was sick. In the last few months, he was not himself." She told me he had become obsessed with risky investments, that he was trying to double his money to leave me a huge fortune. He got into cryptocurrency, Sophie, she said, her voice a whisper. He did not understand it. He got scammed. He kept pouring money in, trying to win it back. It was like a fever. She pulled out a piece of paper. It was a printout. It looked like a foreign language. Just numbers and codes and long strings of letters. It showed a digital wallet with a balance of 0. "This is all that is left," she said. "The life insurance, the investment accounts, even the $850,000 he set aside for your college. It is all gone. He lost it all in crypto." I could not breathe. $850,000 gone. "But the house?" I whispered. "The house is mortgaged to the hilt, honey," she said, crying. "He used it as collateral to buy more crypto. We have to sell it. We are broke, Sophie. We have nothing." I did not know anything about money. I did not know anything about crypto. I just knew my dad. He would not do that. Would he? He was sick. Maybe he was confused. Valerie sold the house. It sold in 1 day. She told me I had to start my new life. I was 18. I was an adult. "I am going to stay with my sister in Florida," she said. "To heal, there is not enough room for you." She drove me to my old, broken-down car. She handed me $500 in cash. "This is all I have," she said. "Be strong, Sophie. It is what your dad would want." She got in her own, new, expensive car, and she drove away. She left me in a parking lot with $500, a fake crypto statement, and a lie that had just destroyed my life. I sat in my car for hours. I could not move. I was in shock. It was not real. My dad was gone. My home was gone. My money. My entire future. It was all gone. Stolen by something called crypto. I had no one. My dad's family, his brother Ben, lived in Oregon. They were never close. Valerie had made sure of that. She always said Ben was a bad influence on my dad. She had spent 2 years isolating us, and now I saw why. There was no one for me to call. The first night, I slept in my car, in the parking lot of a 24-hour supermarket. I locked the doors. I put my suitcase in the front seat next to me. I cried until I was sick. I was so scared. The bright lights of the parking lot kept me awake. I saw ghosts in every shadow. I was no longer Sophie, the girl who was going to go to college. I was a homeless person. I was a girl in a car in a parking lot. The $500 went fast. Gas, fast food. Car insurance. I had to make it stretch. I tried to get a normal job. But where do you shower when you live in a car? How do you iron a shirt? I was getting dirty. I was getting desperate. I learned to be invisible. I would park in different places every night. I learned which gas stations had the cleanest bathrooms. I learned how to wash my hair in a small metal sink. I ate one meal a day, a cheap sandwich. I was so hungry. I was so ashamed. I would see families in the supermarket, laughing, and I would have to run back to my car before I broke down. My car was my last connection to my old life. It was the car my dad had bought me for my 17th birthday. It was old, but it was his. It was our car. It was the only home I had left. About a month after Valerie left, I woke up to a loud tapping on my window. It was not the police. It was a man with a clipboard and a tow truck. "Are you Sophie?" he asked. "I am here for the car." I did not understand. "What? No, it is my car." He just sighed. He showed me the paper. The payments had not been made. Not for 3 months. Valerie. She had forgotten to tell me. She had stopped paying for it even before my dad died. It was all a lie. I begged him. I cried. I offered him the last $60 I had in my wallet. He just shook his head. "Sorry, kid. It is the job." He unlocked the door. He made me get my suitcase, and I stood on the side of a busy road holding my bag, and I watched him tow away the last piece of my father. The last piece of my life. Now I was truly on the street. I had nothing. I had no home. I had no car. I was just a girl with a bag. I walked. I walked until my feet bled. I found a shelter. I stayed there for one night. It was loud. It was terrifying. I knew I could not survive there. I had to find a job that would not ask questions, a job that would not care what I looked like, a job that would not care that I smelled like the street. I found it, the Silver Cup, a 24-hour diner. It was old. It was greasy. The sign in the window just said, "Help wanted." I walked in. The manager, a big, tired man named Sal, looked at me. He saw my dirty clothes. He saw my desperate eyes. "You ever wait tables?" he asked. "No," I said. "Can you wash dishes?" "Yes," I said. "Can you start right now?" "Yes," I said. That was it. I had a job. It was minimum wage. It was the graveyard shift, from 10 at night until 6 in the morning, but it was a job. I was not a homeless person anymore. I was a dishwasher. I worked. I washed so many dishes, my hands cracked and bled. I was good at it. I was quiet. I did what I was told. I never complained. After a month, Sal moved me to the floor. I became a waitress. My new uniform was a stained gray apron. My new home was a tiny, awful room above a loud bar. It had one window, a small bed, and a bathroom down the hall that I had to share with 5 other people. It was a palace. It was the most beautiful room I had ever seen. 4 months passed. My life was this: sleep, walk to the diner, work, walk home, sleep. I was a machine. I was a ghost. I was invisible. I had saved up almost $1,000. I was so proud of it. I did not talk to anyone. The other waitresses, the truck drivers, they were just shadows. I was just a shadow. I had stopped thinking about the money. I had stopped thinking about Valerie. I had accepted my new life. This was who I was. I was the girl who poured coffee at 3 in the morning. I believed the lie. I believed my dad lost everything. I believed I was just another sad story. I had not spoken to any family. I was too ashamed, too broken. It was a Tuesday, or maybe a Wednesday. The days did not matter. It was 3 a.m. The diner was quiet. The air was thick with the smell of old coffee and grease. The only sound was the hum of the big silver refrigerators and the sound of my own shoes, squeaking on the dirty tile floor. I had 2 tables. One was a truck driver, asleep in the booth. The other was a couple of college kids, laughing too loud, probably still drunk. I was cleaning the coffee machine. My back ached. My feet were on fire. I was so tired, my bones felt like they were made of sand. The bell on the front door jingled. I did not look up. A new customer just meant more work. I heard the man walk in. I heard the old vinyl-covered stool at the counter groan as he sat down. I finished wiping the machine. I grabbed my pad. I grabbed a coffee pot. I walked over. "What can I get you?" I said. My voice was dead. I did not look at him. I was looking at the coffee cup. "Just coffee, please," a man's voice said. It was a deep voice, a tired voice, like he had been driving all night. I poured the coffee, a dark, hot, bitter stream. "Anything else?" I asked. "No, thank you, he said. And then he stopped. I looked up. My eyes met him. The world stopped. It was not a stranger. It was a ghost. It was my uncle, Ben, my father's brother. I had not seen him in 5 years. Not since before Valerie. He was older. His hair was gray at the sides. He was wearing a nice suit, but it was wrinkled. He was staring at me. His face. It collapsed. It was not recognition. It was horror. He was not looking at Sophie. He was looking at me. At my greasy hair, pulled back in a bad ponytail. At my chapped lips. At my stained gray apron. At my dead empty eyes. "Sophie?" he whispered. The name sounded strange. It was a name I had not really heard in months. "Oh my God, Sophie, what are you doing here?" I just stared at him. I was too tired to cry. I was too tired to be shocked. "Hello, Uncle Ben," I whispered. My voice was a dry, cracking sound. Do you want cream for your coffee?" He did not answer. He looked around the empty, dirty diner. He looked at my stained apron. And he did something I will never forget. He put his head in his hands, and he started to sob. Just like that. A man in a suit at 3 a.m. at my counter, just breaking. "What happened to you?" He choked out, looking up at me. His eyes were red. "Where is the money? The inheritance? Your dad. He left you. He left you everything. Why are you here?" I just shook my head. The old, familiar shame washed over me. "It is all gone," I whispered. I did not want to talk about it. "It is gone. Dad, he lost it. He made bad investments. He put it all in crypto," Valerie told me. She showed me the papers. "It is all gone. There is nothing left, Uncle Ben. This is my life now." Ben's face. It changed. The sadness was gone. It was replaced by a pure, white-hot, terrifying rage. He did not look at me. He looked at the wall behind me. "Crypto?" he whispered. He said the word like it was a disease. "Crypto?" He slammed his fist on the counter. The coffee cup jumped. The drunk college kids in the booth looked over. That lying witch, he yelled. He was not whispering anymore. He was roaring. "Uncle Ben, please," I said. "You are making a scene." "A scene?" he said. He was pulling his phone out of his pocket. "I will show you a scene." He was dialing. His hands were shaking. "That is a lie, Sophie. All of it. It is a lie." He put the phone to his ear. He was pacing now, back and forth in front of my counter. "David, wake up," he said into the phone. "I do not care what time it is." "I do not care." I found her. I found Sophie. Robert's daughter, yes. She is working at a diner. A diner, she is. She is a waitress. He stopped. He listened. "No, she does not have the money. Because the stepmother, Valerie, told her it was all lost in crypto." "What? No, of course it is not." "How do I know?" "Because I have it." I dropped the coffee pot. It did not break. It was metal. It hit the floor with a loud metallic bang. Coffee splashed all over my shoes. I did not feel it. "What?" I whispered. Ben hung up the phone. He looked at me. His eyes were full of a terrible, sad, angry love. "Sophie," he said. He grabbed my arms. "Listen to me. Your dad, he was not an idiot. He was the smartest, most careful investor I ever knew. He was my brother. I knew him. But," Valerie said. "Your dad did not trust Valerie," Ben said. Not for a second. He saw her. He knew what she was. He was lonely. He was old. He was sick. And he was scared. Not for him. For you. He told me everything. It all came out in a rush. 2 weeks before my dad died. When he knew it was the end. When Valerie thought he was asleep. He had called Ben. He told Ben everything. He told him Valerie was a shark. He told him he was scared she would steal my inheritance. "He made a new will, Sophie," Ben said, his voice thick. "A secret one. He did not trust any lawyer in your town. He used my lawyer in Oregon. He liquidated everything. He sold all his stocks. He sold his bonds. He transferred the $850,000 from your college fund. He transferred it all, every last penny, into a new secret trust, a trust he put in my name. He made me the executor. He made me the guardian of your money. Valerie. She got nothing. The house. The real will, the one I have. It leaves the house to you. The will she showed you, it was a fake. Or an old one. It was all a lie. I was not breathing. I do not understand, I whispered. I am rich? Yes, you are rich, he cried. But if you knew, why did you not find me? Why did you leave me here? The anger on his face melted. He looked ashamed. Oh, Sophie, he said. I tried, I swear to you, I called. The day after the funeral, I called the house. And she answered, Valerie, she was so sweet. So grieving. She said, Oh, Ben, we are so glad you called. But Sophie and I, we are broken. We are going to go on a trip. To Europe, to heal. It is what Robert would have wanted. We will be gone for a few months. We need to be alone. We will call you. We will call you when we are ready. He looked at me. She left you here. She told me you were in Europe. She told me you were safe. I have been waiting for your call for 4 months. I have been calling. I have been leaving messages. The phone, it must be disconnected. I was so worried. I flew here to find you. I have been to I thought she had hurt you. And she did. She let you sleep in a parking lot. While oh my God, Sophie, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. He pulled me over the counter. And for the first time in so long, I cried. I cried on my uncle's shoulder in the middle of a greasy diner at 4 a.m. I was not a ghost. I was not invisible. I was found. Ben did not let me go. He took off his expensive suit jacket and he put it around my shoulders, right over my stained apron. He threw a $100 bill on the counter. You are done, he told Sal, the manager, who was just staring. She is never coming back. He grabbed my hand. And he walked me out of that diner. He walked me away from that life. That night, I did not sleep in my tiny, cold room. Ben got me a suite at the nicest hotel in the city. I took a shower. I took a shower for an hour. I washed the grease out of my hair. I scrubbed the smell of the diner off my skin. I slept in a bed that felt like a cloud. When I woke up, there were new clothes waiting for me. Clothes I had only ever dreamed of. My uncle was in the next room. He had not slept. He had been on the phone. With lawyers. With police. The next day, we did not go to the diner. We went to a big glass building. To his lawyer's office. The lawyer, David, was there. He confirmed everything. He had the will. The real one. He had the trust documents. I was not a victim. I was wealthy. The $850,000 was just the college fund. My dad's total estate, the house, the investments, the secret accounts. It was not $850,000. It was $2.7 million. My dad had not been a fool. He had been a protector. He had saved me one last time from beyond the grave. The lawyers started digging. We found Valerie. She was not in Florida. She was not even in the country. She had taken the money she got from illegally selling my house. She got almost $500,000 for it, and she had fled. She was in a small tropical country, a country that had no extradition treaty with the United States. She thought she was safe. She was posting pictures on social media. Her on a beach, her in a fancy car, her with a new younger boyfriend. She was laughing at us. The lawyer looked at me. She is in a non-extradition country, Sophie. Legally, our hands are tied. The police cannot go and get her. So she wins? I asked. My voice was small. My Uncle Ben just smiled. It was not a nice smile. The police cannot get her, he said. But I can. Your dad and I, we worked with a lot of people all over the world. Your dad was not just a financial advisor. He had friends. Friends in low places. Ben made a call to a man, a security specialist in that small country. He explained the situation. He transferred a large amount of money. Find her, he said, and make her life uncomfortable. Make her want to leave. 2 weeks later, Valerie was in a courtroom. A local courtroom in that tropical country. She was not tan and happy. She was pale and scared. Her new boyfriend was gone. Her new car had been repossessed by a local businessman. Her bank accounts were frozen. The security specialist had made her life a nightmare. She was being deported for visa violations. I was there, in that courtroom, with my uncle. I was not wearing an apron. I was wearing a sharp black 2000S suit. Valerie was in handcuffs. She was being led out by 2 guards. She saw me. Her eyes went wide. She started to scream. You little brat! It was my money. He was my husband. I earned it. You will not get away with this. I just looked at her. I did not say a word. I did not have to. I was not the girl in the parking lot. I was not the ghost in the diner. I was Robert's daughter, and I was safe. She was put on a plane. When she landed back in the United States, she was not met by family. She was met by the police, forgery, grand theft. Wire fraud. She had destroyed her own life. I walked out of that courtroom with my uncle. He put his arm around me. "Let's go home, Sophie," he said. We went back to my dad's house, my house. The people who had bought it were very angry when they found out the sale was fraudulent, but they were very happy to sell it back to me. My uncle and I, we walked in. It was empty, but it was ours. It was my foundation. My dad had made sure of it. My uncle looked at me and smiled. "Your dad, he would be so proud of you, Sophie." I smiled back. I was not a victim. I was not a sad story. I was a survivor. Valerie was right about one thing. The money had vanished. It had vanished from her greedy, grasping hands. It had been kept safe. It had been protected by the two men who loved me. And now, I was home.